Stubborn lower belly fat. Why is it so hard to lose? It sticks out from the side and pokes through your t-shirts, and even when you seem to be doing everything right, it still won't go away, despite you putting in the effort and consistency. So what's the problem here? Is it even possible to lose it, or are you destined to have a lower belly pouch for life? Well, don't worry, because you're not. I know this because I've helped hundreds of guys lose 10 to 20 kilograms of fat and achieve a lean physique. Oh, and not to mention I did it myself, losing 13 kg of fat. So in this video, I'm going to explain why lower belly fat is so hard to lose, the most effective way of losing it, and then I'll give you 3 tips on doing that for yourself. So first of all, let me explain why lower belly fat seems to be so stubborn and hard to get rid of. You see, we all have different fat distribution patterns depending on our genetics, which means our bodies all prefer to store fat in different places. But for the majority of people, the lower belly is one of those areas. And the reason for this is that our bodies actually like to store fat near important organs for the preservation and protection of them. That's the way our ancestors evolved. Unfortunately, they didn't consider our aesthetics, but oh well. And the thing is that when we lose fat, we can't target a specific area. We can just reduce our overall body fat percentage, and then our genetics is going to determine where that comes off from. So because most of us are genetically predisposed to store fat on the lower belly, that is one of the last places it does come off. But that doesn't mean it's not possible, because it very much is. You just need to start burning fat. And first of all, your body will burn through the accessible fat areas, like your face, arms, and upper body. And when your body fat gets to fairly low levels, that's when your lower belly will start to shrink noticeably. For most men, that's going to be around 12% fat. Here's a visual representation of 12%, so you can see how it looks. This body fat level will create a hormonal and metabolic environment where your body will start to tap into its most protective fat reserves. And I'll be honest with you, to get there is hard work. You've got to be consistent and patient, and dedicated to the process. But the hard work it takes to achieve a body transformation is worth it. So it's time for the good stuff. The 3 tips that are going to help you achieve that lower belly fat reduction. And I'll be real with you guys, none of these are going to blow your mind. They're all pretty simple, but they work. Honestly, there's no special methods or hacks. It can be nice to believe that, but in reality, that ain't the case. And I'm not here to bullshit you, I'm here to get you results. So tip number 1 is going to be a daily moderate calorie deficit. A calorie deficit is where you consume less calories than you burn. And when you do this, your body will tap into the calories in your fat stores for the extra energy that you didn't consume, and it burns them off. And if you stay consistent with this, over time, your body fat percentage will slowly reduce. But that's why it needs to be daily, because if it's only a few days of the week and the rest of the days you're in a calorie surplus, it's going to negate the deficit. So you got to stay disciplined, but you need to make sure you have a steady rate of fat loss. That means that your deficit can't be too big or too small. The problem with it being too small is that you won't lose fat quick enough and you're not going to stay motivated. The biggest reason that I actually see my clients stick to their diet is because they know it's working and they see the progress. So they know it's worth the effort that they're putting in. And then there's a few problems with the calorie deficit being too large. You'll feel super hungry, which will increase the risk of you binge eating and then starting a yo-yo dieting cycle. You'll have low energy, which will just overall make your life a bit miserable. And you'll also lose some muscle, so you won't end up looking as defined. So how do you know what deficit to actually use? It's pretty simple. You just need a 20% deficit. So find your maintenance calories. The easiest way to do that is just by using an online calorie calculator. And when you have those, just minus 20% from them, and that'll be your daily calorie intake. And the easiest way to track your calorie intake is just by using a tracking app such as MyFitnessPal. By the way, if you understand what I'm saying here and you've got the drive to really transform yourself, but you think you'd benefit from some personalized structure and some extra support, then I can actually offer that for you. That's why I created Hero, my company which specializes in helping people lose fat and transform their physique and mindset. So we can streamline the process, support you throughout, and then also educate you so that you can maintain this for life and also become independent. If that sounds like something that you might want to be a part of, then just apply for the program using the link in the description. And me and my team will be in touch. Okay, next let's talk about the second tip I had in mind, which is weight training. This might sound counterintuitive because weight training is going to help you gain muscle, not lose fat. But in reality, weight training is going to help you achieve a lower body fat percentage long term. That's because when you gain some extra muscle, your metabolism will increase, meaning your body will naturally burn more calories day to day. So that makes it easier to stay within a calorie deficit and maintain your body fat levels when you've lost the fat, because you can just eat more food. And who doesn't want that? And another benefit too, if you do ab training, is that of course you'll gain muscle on your abs, and that'll give them the appearance of your lower belly and your abs being more toned. That's because there'll actually be more surface area for the body fat to cover, and your muscles will start to actually poke through. So I definitely recommend training your abs, specifically the lower abs, if you want to improve that lower belly appearance. And in order to train your lower abs, you need to perform a movement which includes posterior pelvic tilt. That means that the bottom of your spine curves. If you're a beginner, then reverse crunches are the way to go. Or if you're intermediate or advanced, then knee raises are a better choice. And in terms of how often you need to weight train, I would work this around your personal schedule. Just aim for 2 to 5 weight training sessions per week, and then you'll need to split up each body part so that you're targeting it 2 times per week. Right, then I've got the third and final tip for you to drop this lower belly fat, and this is movement. So this ties into the point about getting into a calorie deficit. I mentioned about controlling your calories and reducing those, but in order to make the deficit even easier, you actually want to burn some more calories too. This means you'll be able to eat more food while creating the deficit. So what's the best way for you to burn more calories? There's a couple options, and each one works better for different people. So you can pick your poison. The lowest effort one is going to be increasing your daily step count. So check your average daily step count. This should be on your health app on your phone. And then when you found this, you need to set a step goal, which is another 4,000 added on to your usual daily average. That'll give you an extra calorie burn of around 200 calories per day. And in order to achieve that goal, you could work it into your routine. So just walk more places instead of taking transport. Or you could just add walks into your day at convenient times. But if increasing your step count that way is going to work for you, it's a great option. But the other option is going to be some dedicated cardio. This is where you dedicate a specific amount of time to increasing your heart rate and burning some calories. The ways of doing this is by using a cardio machine in the gym, doing sports, or going for a run. But for it to be effective at burning calories, your heart rate needs to be within 130 to 150 beats per minute throughout. You can either track that by using a heart rate monitor on a cardio machine or using a health watch. And 45 minutes of this dedicated cardio is going to burn around 300 calories. A good spot to start off with is 2 to 3 45-minute sessions per week. And choose what you enjoy as well. So if you enjoy playing a sport, you can do that. If you enjoy running, do that, whatever. I know a lot of my clients like to use a cardio machine in the gym, and then they can watch a video or watch Netflix while they do that. And there you go. That's pretty much everything you need to understand about the process of losing stubborn lower belly fat. If you're consistent and you follow the tips I mentioned, then I'm confident you'll see some awesome changes. And I'm uploading weekly on YouTube now. So if you'd appreciate some more advice on losing fat and achieving a body transformation, then make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my uploads. And if you're impatient and you actually want daily tips, then just follow my Instagram. I'll stick that on screen. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope this video was helpful, and I'll catch you next time.